by Mickey Cavill. This guy again. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hello and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I've got something else playing somewhere, and I don't know where. Let me see. Sorry, I'm getting an echo, guys. Okay, cool. Yeah, so sorry about that. So hello and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man, and today we'll be talking about Superman and Lois episode, the last 3 episodes, really, because I haven't been caught up on Superman and Lois for a while. And then I'm going to bring a guest on to talk about Loki, the latest episode. So, I mean, just in general, like I wanted to talk about Superman and Lois because I think it's been a really fun show so far. They've got up to episode 10. I didn't really talk about episodes 8, 9, and 10. So what we've had recently is just them kind of unraveling the mystery of what's going on in Smallville, with people being taken by the villain of the season, Morgan Edge, and essentially they've been turned into Kryptonians. And Lois and Superman have been Lois and Clark Kent have been trying to unravel the mystery of that. We found out a big revelation in episode 9, that Morgan Edge is actually a Kryptonian and is Clark Kent's brother. And we find out that in fact they share the same mother. So that's the kind of crux of like the story that's been going on with this. And honestly, I don't have much to say about it. I don't want to spoil it or anything. I did talk about the reveal of Wale Parks not being Lex Luthor. So I thought that was kind of an interesting interesting thing. I would have preferred him being Lex Luthor, but it turned out he was the character Steel from the Superman comics. And yeah, I personally would have preferred him being an alternate world Lex Luthor. I thought that would have been more interesting, but they went a different direction. So I thought that was fine. And it is what like a lot of people want, because they like to bring these kind of characters of color like to the forefront and actually explore and use them. And I thought they did a really good version of him. So I didn't mind too much, but I still would have preferred him being an alternate world Lex Luthor, because they have such a interesting dynamic, Superman and Lex Luthor, and it's good to see different versions of him. That being said, I don't know if this season 10 or the episode 10 was the last episode, but I'm hoping they don't do many more episodes after this. I think this show is of a much, much higher quality than the Superman shows that we've got in past, than the CW shows that we've got in past. So it's better than Flash. It's a lot better than Green Arrow. And I think one of the reasons that it is so like Stargirl, which was also very good, and I might react to the trailer for Stargirl here today. But like Stargirl, which was also really good, I think one of the reasons for that is having less episodes so that they can focus in on maybe 10, 12 episodes and really, really make the writing quite tight for the show, as opposed to like extending it like with The Flash. where they have it like, I don't know, I think they have 20 something episodes per season. Like it's a normal, like, like old shows that used to have a lot of episodes. Those shows tended to not be as well. Some of those shows tended not be as well written because you're stretching things out. The writers have, a similar period of time to write a lot more episodes. So I'm hoping, and I think that the Superman show, hopefully like there'll be 1-2 more episodes, or even like this one was the last episode, because where it finishes off at the end of this episode, without any spoilers, with the end of episode 10, I think is a perfect kind of bookend to the story that they've been telling this season, and left something like of a cliffhanger for the next season. And it was really nice. It was a tightly written, fun show. I mean, the only things that I ever had a problem with in this show was really the teenagers. To be honest, I think the teenagers in the show were the main issues that I had. I thought some of the time they came across as a little bit annoying. Everyone who was part of the adult cast, and everyone from Tyler Hoechlin to Bitsy Tulloch to Wale Parks were really the fascinating MVPs of the show. And this was just a really, really good take on Superman, a really good take on Lois Lane. I like Wale Parks. I thought he was an interesting take on Lex Luthor, but now he's something else, obviously. But again, a very, very good take on that character, Dr. Henry Irons, or AKA Steel. So all of the stuff with them was really interesting. Morgan Edge has now become a little bit more of a compelling character later. So the only weakness I would say of the show is just the focus on the teenagers, just because they were a bit rough with the acting. I don't think they're very seasoned actors yet. And they brought the show down and made it feel a little bit more CW-ish than the rest of the cast, who really seemed like just a great TV show, and a great and entertaining TV show. So that's pretty much as I have to say, unless people have questions. Okay, I think Superman and Lois has 15 episodes. Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, I can bring you on, man. I'll give you the I'll send a invite in the private chat. Oh, sorry, I'll send an invite in the chat, and then you can definitely join. So that's for the link is for Kiwi. So just you can come on. It was originally supposed to have 13, but they added 2 more after the premiere. Yeah, I think, Adam, tell me if you agree with me here, though, that I think that's one of the reasons why it's so tight. And I think 15 might be stretching it. I think this is a really tight show. I don't want the quality to kind of go down. So I'm hoping that they really try and keep the episodes to a bare minimum, to like 12, 13. That's a solid, amount of show. You don't need more than that, especially with the CW, because the CW often has really good first seasons, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse after that. So I want them to be able to manage this show, to keep it entertaining, to keep it fresh and interesting. And it's funny because a lot of this stuff I'd love to see in a film version. And this particular Lois and Clark, I'd like to see how they met, more than their troubles with their children. But again, I think Superman, they've explored the origin a lot of times, so I get why they went with this family route for a TV show. But a lot of the beginnings of this version of Superman and Lois, I really wish they would explore in a film. I don't know if you'd get Tyler Hoechlin to actually do it. He's a really good actor. and he's a really good Superman. But I don't know, he seems a little bit TV-ish for a film version of Superman. I don't know what they could do for the last 5 episodes. Don't want the season to drag on. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Like I feel like they came to a really nice conclusion at the end. And they don't really have the budget clearly for this show to take the story that they're telling to its logical conclusion, which is, like the Kryptonians really taking over, and fight, Superman fighting multiple Kryptonians, So considering they can't really do that, I think the best thing for them to do is, have some time to really think it over and think how to take it to that next level, and in season 2, especially if this season is successful, right? Then they can have a bigger budget for the second one and maybe do some of the things that clearly the show is indicating that it wants to do. So I hope they don't waste the current storyline on the last 5 episodes, because clearly they don't have the budget to do that justice. Please do let me know, Kiwi, if you're coming on, because I need to know, because I'm waiting for you so I can move on to talking about Loki. I've put the link in the comments, so let me know if you're coming on. So Adam, let me know if you've got any questions. I can do this as a kind of Q&A. It can be questions about anything, but any questions that you want to ask me about Superman, the last few episodes. My general impressions is, as I said, it's just been a really fun show. I don't think it's brilliant. I prefer different periods of Superman being explored, and I'm not a big fan of him having a family and settling down with Lois so much. I like when he's in the Daily Planet and with the normal cast, and he's first meeting his villains, and I don't know that that's been done justice very recently. I mean, the only time for me it's been done justice is in the Superman 1 and 2. So I would like from 78, the 78 Superman 1 and 2, I would like them to explore that on, just that beginning of him turning up in Metropolis, being Clark Kent, being the reporter, but actually meeting some of his villains, whether it be Toyman or Brainiac or some of the villains that we haven't seen yet. I don't know why a Brainiac movie hasn't been done till this day. It's kind of crazy to me that they've never done that. So I want to see him face like Parasite, Metallo, like a film series that focuses on that period of his life, getting to Metropolis, facing some of these big bads like Brainiac and Toyman and Parasite. I think that would be a really fun film series, and with but with modern CGI, and to do it on a kind of epic scale, but just be more careful about the writing of the story than say Superman Returns or Man of Steel did. So that's my kind of opinion on that. Do let me know, Kiwi. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to Loki now. Do let me know if you want to come on. So Loki episode 2. This was interesting because I was really intrigued by Loki's first episode. And I don't really know what to think about the episode I just saw. It was everything I feared, but about the MCU shows, but at the same time, it's still is intriguing to me what happened. So I would love to have a conversation with some people who are into Loki. I'm going to send a link now to see if there's anybody who. Oh, here we go. There you go. Hey, man. So good. So
my t-shirt.
Yeah. What's your t-shirt?
You don't say.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man.
Yeah, Loki. Have you been? Oh, fuck. Yeah, have you been?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I was just getting into talking about Loki. So, what were your impressions of episode 2?
Dude, I loved every minute of it. Like, seriously. I don't know how they outdid themselves with Falcon the Winter Soldier, WandaVision. Like, this to me is the pinnacle of Disney Plus and, you know, the MCU changing and everything else. Like, dude, I'm excited to see what else they do. I don't want to speculate on the episode as such either, because I'm so impressed with what they've been able to do with the series.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So like, I'm really impressed with what they've been able to do, like with this series and stuff. It's very original. It's unique. And dude, to be honest, I'm just excited to see more. Like, I'm not sure we're allowed to get into spoiler territory straight away about what's happened in this episode, but
absolutely, go for it.
Dude, Lady Loki coming in the second episode. Now that is what I call good writing. They haven't gone and made us wait hours and hours and hours, just like WandaVision did. They're like, you know what? You've seen the first episode, you enjoyed that. Well, here's some more of that, and they go and chuck in Lady Loki on top of that. And it's like, come on. The opening was fire. Like, seriously, dude. I had no expectations.
Remind me what the opening was. Because
the opening was when they're like, because you were something like I am a hero or something. No.
Where she's where Lady Loki kills some of the time cops or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The
TVA.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, like that got me riled up. Like hearing good music like that and seeing a cool fight scene take place and stuff is like the whole time she's like behind like that cloaked figure, and they still keep on calling she a he because they don't know that it's actually her. And like, dude, we just opened a bunch of possibilities from what I can tell. In the Loki TV show, episode 2, we just witnessed the multiverse happening.
Really? How do you say that? Because I just saw them time traveling.
Okay,
I didn't really see them.
And pull the trigger on all those things, and all those branch timelines started happening. That's when all the multiverse branches started happening. So now all these characters can travel from different universes.
I didn't really get that. Is that what? Do you think that's what it was getting at? I knew
I've
that. I saw
to a lot of. This is like the 4th podcast I've been on tonight, dude. Like, I've spoken to a lot of fans, and that's what everyone's main theory is now.
But weren't those branch universes already existing?
No, because what she just did is she just went and blew up.
Not the ones specifically that she.
Dude, I'll bring up a screenshot. Give me a second. I'll bring up a screenshot so I can tell you exactly what.
I'm not saying the one. There were other universes already. It wasn't that these are the first other universes. I know that she created a bunch of new ones.
She just created a bunch of them, and now she's going to where the timekeepers are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's basically what was happening. Is she's going to the core of it. So if they keep on seeing people, and they're just going to get blown up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. But I thought what she was doing is creating chaos so that, like, there's so many that they'll start going to war with each other. That's what the TVA are trying to stop, right? Like, there being so many branch universes that they begin to go to war with each other. That's why they created that main.
I could say that. I don't think that's what's going to be happening, though. I think it's going to be more like this. So, like, we just want to share this thing really quickly.
All right.
I think it's gonna be more like this. So like if you watch this without no sound.
Wait! Don't show this on my thing. Just to show the. You
Pictures.
can show the picture,
Okay.
please.
So yeah.
What is that on? Is that on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Really be careful because this can take down my stream.
Next
time, next time, let me know if you're going to do something like that. Don't just play stuff like this.
All right. Do you want to close off the screen? I'll get it up to the actual.
No, just get it up.
Picture.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, get it up to the actual picture.
That way I can find it. It's hard to find on it, dude. Sorry about that.
No, it's all right, man. Don't worry. I felt like I was in class for the first 35 minutes and Loki was giving us info dumps. Did you like it, Adam? Tell me if you liked it. I'm kind of curious. The episode had too much dialogue, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know what they could. All right. Yeah. I feel on the same level as Adam. I'm not trying to hate on the MCU at all, but like I have to say that episode was quite like they got to a point where it got quite interesting when they were investigating and Loki was trying to figure out what his alternate self would do. And I thought that was kind of interesting. But all of the stuff in the beginning, I was just like, with Loki explaining his powers and, saying, oh, this is the difference between this power and that power. I was just like, that's all stupid, dude. I mean, like, they know that's the difference. They don't need you to tell them, like, that's the difference. And so there were just things in it. I mean, I know I'm focusing on a couple of details. It's kind of hard for me to kind of actually remember.
Bring up the screen now, dude. I found it.
I will. Give me a second. Just make sure my.
Other than that, I'll tell you while screenshot it.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Okay. So I was. Could you hear me clearly before? Because I had my Yeti on the floor.
I could hear you clearly, dude.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'll just screenshot it. On the Disney Plus. Okay.
Oh, you're screenshotting it. That's even better. Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, that way it's a lot better when you do it that way.
Yeah, so he says I had to make it. I had to watch it twice just to make sure I got everything. It was a solid 7, though, since the last 10 minutes were really good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I felt like it dragged on in the beginning, and then it got more entertaining, but there was something weird about it. I don't know. There's just something off about the show for me, like in this episode.
Maybe it's because you're a DC apologist.
Maybe it's because I'm a DC apologist. That's really why, Tyler. That's true. Yeah. All right, let's see.
Yeah. So this is a screenshot, guys, just so you can see. It's a screenshot. Nothing here. Nothing going on. Now look at this, dude. These are all happening. If you watch it again, you'll see that these are all branching off into the red zone. They're not supposed to go into the red zone. And when the red zone happens, goes into the actual timeline, then what will happen is it will cause a multiverse event.
Right. No, I see. I get you.
Yeah.
And that
from here, and here. That's why everyone was going crazy, because that's not supposed to happen.
Right.
They're supposed to reset the worlds before that happens. That's their job. That's why they come in.
So, Adam, tell me any problems you had and things that you liked about the show, and so that we can react to it. Because
unless you're a DC apologist as well.
No. For me, I wasn't being a DC apologist about it. I was being serious. I was actually quite excited about this episode after what I saw last week. I thought last week's episode was really, really well done. I really liked, obviously, Owens in the movie as well. In the show.
Wow. That Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson. I really liked him in the show. This week, I don't know. I think it was just he was struggling a bit with this material more.
I wouldn't say so. Dude, I thought he was stronger in this. I think I can see where the show falls flat to you, to be honest, dude. I think it's more that it's trying to cater for a different audience than what you're used to. So, like, I think you'll probably hope to see more of like a comedic Owen Wilson.
Was he a more
No,
serious guy?
no, he was charming towards the end, but I think he struggled in the beginning. I think both of them did. And to be honest, now I'm perfectly sure, like after watching Tom Hiddleston in this episode, I really don't think he's as great an actor as people say. I really don't. I think he's much weaker than Owen Wilson.
So this dude, I thought the opposite watching this. I'm like, wow, this shows how good an actor he is. I'm like literally thinking like
he's a TV actor, man. He's really like TV level.
Oh, dude, he isn't. This is a TV show, by the way, but no, he isn't. He is what should I put it? He's a stage
not a
actor.
movie actor.
He's a stage actor. He comes from Shakespeare.
Maybe he's a bit too stagey then. I don't know. Like it strikes me like he is doing a play rather than a TV show.
He's very flamboyant.
There's a theatricality to his performance that, like, I don't know, is always working.
Well, you saying it feels a bit too much like a cosplayer or something, trying to play a character?
Good morning, all. I'm at my job, so I can't.
J-Man, I would not recommend.
I haven't watched either episode yet, so I'll see how it goes. Yeah, no problem, J-Man.
Don't listen to us if you haven't seen the episode. You'll ruin it for yourself.
I don't know why. Like, I think I didn't really do a spoiler review of Superman and Lois at all, but like
I muted you the whole time you were doing that because I don't want to spoil it for myself.
Yeah,
I'll get round to it eventually.
But Loki, we're gonna do full spoilers. And I don't think it really matters if you get the spoilers for Loki, to be honest. The beginning scene with the I Am a Hero song playing was fun. The middle of the episode got pretty boring when they were having conversations back and forth. That's how I felt about it. There was a lot of information dump.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly how I felt. I think I have to watch it one more time, though, to really, like, if I'm going to go on any kind of...
rant as such?
Just discussions about it, because I really did like as it got to the last bit of the episode. What did you think of the casting of this female Loki, though? Because I don't know the actress.
No, neither do I. So let's IMDb her now, since both of us have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, go on IMDb her. Let's see her what she's done, because I was looking at her and I was thinking she looks a little bit like a joke. I thought they would go with something a little bit more sinister, like a sinister version. No, sinister version of somebody who looked a bit more like Tom Hiddleston as well. Like because he's got
you do bring up an interesting point. It's like you have all these type of different people who you assume you're cast as someone like that.
Yeah, because wait, Tyler. He's
this is interesting.
What? Give me the thing and I'll share it. But I was going to say that Tom Hiddleston has a kind of androgynous look. So I thought they were going to get a female who would have that kind of androgynous look as well.
But
a little bit more into. What do you disagree with?
I disagree that they need to have a particular look to play the character.
Do you understand what I mean, though? If you're going to do an alternate multiverse version of Loki, because the way Tom Hiddleston looks, there are many women who could look a little bit like Tom Hiddleston, and
why would you do that, dude? It's a multiverse. You can look like anyone in this world. For even sake, it's female. So like,
well, she didn't look sinister either. That's my point. Like,
I disagree, dude. I was like thinking she'd be the type of woman who you like crawl into bed with, and then she'd like pull out a knife and chop off your dick and find it a joke. Like I felt scared.
I don't know what you were scared of, dude. She didn't look sinister to me at all by the end reveal,
she doesn't need to look sinister.
I really didn't like all that body swapping bullshit as well. Like,
I have to admit that was a little bit weird, but it's Loki, dude. What are you going to expect from it? But just look down here really quickly. Look at this. This is who we're looking at. She's being classed as the variant.
I can't.
5 episodes, not 6.
All right,
what happens to her?
Click on her.
No. Look. She's only in 5 episodes, not 6 of them. Why is that?
Okay. Because there was an episode before. There's only six.
And she was still credited as the variant in that episode, from what I know.
Oh, so she was. No, it's.
Well, why is she no? So she isn't even credited in number. No, what's she credited in? She's only credited in these ones.
Look, I want to see what the actress has done, and then we can go back to theorizing about her on the TV show. Let's see what she's actually done. Go on, go down.
Filmography list.
Her main films. Let's look at her main films. So she was in Yesterday.
Oh, Yesterday. I enjoyed that film.
Yeah, but she wasn't the main woman in Yesterday. Definitely,
no,
I know that.
Lily Collins was that. Sorry, not Lily. Lily James. Sorry.
Flowers.
What's that? I've never heard of that. Was she a lead in that? Yeah, she was. It looks like she was a lead in that. Yeah, she was a lead in that one. She did 12 episodes back between 2016 and 2018.
Yeah, give me a bigger photo of her. Give me a bigger photo of her just quickly. Let me just see a bigger photo quickly. Okay, interesting. Yeah, she looks a bit pixie. I thought they'd do something a little bit. She looks better like that as an alternate version of Loki. The fact that she's blonde is weird to me. I think she'd look better like that as the alternate version of Loki. Like, just to be a little bit more consistent. But yeah, that's fine. Cool. You could go back to IMDb now.
Yeah, no, but like even like here, I think blonde hair is a natural color from the looks of it.
I don't know. I don't care. I just think that she'd look more a little bit more like Tom Hiddleston and a little bit more like a.
I don't think you should worry about
evil.
that.
It's a nitpick.
Supposedly, Richard E. Grant is going to be in it as well.
He's going to be an alternate Loki. I bet you as well.
If he is an alternate Loki, I think I'll like that a lot. Richard E. Grant is a great actor.
So, all right,
he's credited for 1 to 3. So he's credited for 3.
So look, I like that Loki is questioning the timekeepers and sort of asking a lot of the same questions we have. Yeah, he is, and I think that's interesting. But I think they've leaped into the timekeepers. They're just expecting us to understand that, like, immediately, and why he's questioning so much already.
Yeah.
Like, why doesn't he believe in the timekeepers? You know, like, he comes from Asgard. He's a god. So,
yeah.
You know, Owen Wilson asked a perfectly reasonable question in it. Like, why would you be skeptical of any of this mystical kind of shit when you come from Asgard and you're like, you know what I mean? It's weird that he's asking those questions.
Dude, they used it to make a joke out of it.
It wasn't funny.
Now, dude, I'm going to close down this tab and I'm going to share something that's going to blow your mind.
I'm pretty sure if it's about Loki, I'm not sure it will. But
okay, all right, fine.
So I wanted to go back to this question here. I like that Loki's questioning the timekeepers and sort of asking a lot of the same questions we have. There was something I was going to say, and then because I was remembering something from the episode,
and I spoke.
Forget it. Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway.
Sorry.
Why wasn't Loki using his magic? That is precisely what I was going to say. The fight scenes were preposterous in this, where he was fighting all of the different versions of the Loki woman. I was just like, you know, when she was inhabiting people's bodies, they need to get like that sorted immediately. I mean, people talk about Jupiter's Legacy fucking fight scenes. This was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I know it's not supposed to be like very action heavy, but so like Loki,
are you forgetting this?
No, but Loki is some kind of fighter. I mean, I've seen him fight in past. He fought Thor. You know, he is a fighter. So why is he suddenly fighting like he's a 50-year-old fucking grandma or something? Grandma, that's a bit young for grandma, but that's like, look, the point I'm trying to make is they could have choreographed that better. I got what they were going for.
To be honest, dude, personally.
I'm not being picky. It was weird, the fight scene. I don't know why.
There'll be an explanation. There will be an explanation in the episode that we haven't like wrapped our heads around yet.
It's not about wrapping your heads around it. I get it. She can go into different people's bodies, inhabit different people's bodies. I think that's a stupid power to give Loki, right? Like you want him fighting the main person and fighting with magic or fighting with powers or doing something along those lines. Fighting individual people who shouldn't even be a problem for Loki is weird. I don't get that.
Okay. I reckon you should share my screen though, because I think this is something that will be very interesting to you.
Coming from Falcon and Winter Soldier's fight scenes to what we got in this episode was a big yikes. Absolutely agreed with that.
No, I wouldn't say that. Second episode.
All right. So what do you have to show?
Okay. So did you see this character in the show?
No. Who is it?
You didn't? Well, that is this character here.
Okay, and what's her name? Because the screen was small before.
Okay, so her name is Ravonna Renslayer.
Okay, cool.
And so I'll give you a little bit of the backstory on her. So let's go into here.
We're going on for another 10 minutes, by the way.
Okay,
this was just meant to be a short thing.
Okay, cool. Here we go. Ravonna Renslayer was the daughter of King, whatever his name is, 4th century. The kingdom of civilization unconquered by King the Conqueror in a time period. King spared them because he was smitten with Ravonna and her fire. She refused his love because he was a commoner and not royalty. But he swore to win her heart. Eventually, King summoned the Avengers to his future in hopes of winning Ravonna's
what's your
future.
basic point? Why are you telling me about this? Because I don't want you reading this whole thing. Why are you?
Okay.
What's the basic thing? She's got a connection to Kang the Conqueror or something.
Ravonna is Kang's lover.
Right. Okay. So how did we know that she's Ravonna from this show? Like they said it in there.
Because someone actually mentioned her name in the show tonight.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
And so that means
picked up on it.
Because I know Warren No Neck. No, I'm joking. Warren.
I still don't know what that joke means. I know. No idea.
Yeah, it's really weird. He's got a neck.
Weird.
But Warren like mentioned that Kang is like this really important guy in the villain, and his whole thing is time travel, and he's supposed to be super powerful or something like that.
Yeah.
So what's your theory then on how this connects to that?
Basically, from what I'm hearing, is Kang is one of the timekeepers, and he is in love with Ravonna Renslayer.
Exactly.
And so what's going to happen is they're probably going to threaten her life. The other Loki will probably threaten her life, and then Kang has to come out of hiding.
Yeah.
That's sort of what I'm sort of thinking, is something around those lines. Because they did have one of the time people say, I gave away their location, I gave away their location, the timekeeper's location. I reckon that was a lie to freak all of them out. Because why on earth would a TVA agent actually have that information? Like,
but
that
but wait a second. So sorry, I missed some of what you said. But like, is she a bad guy then, or is she?
Who?
Do you think, or her, like this character? Do you think she's going to turn into a villain, or is she going to evolve? I think
it's going to be some, because you can tell that Owen Wilson's character Morbius has the hots for her clearly.
And
she likes him, so I'm thinking there might be a weird love triangle between Mobius and Kang,
right?
Ravonna Renslayer,
right?
I think that could be possibly a storyline there. But I'm just saying, watch out for her character, because she's going to be a bigger player than we think.
Do you worry though? Because I have to say, there's one thing I worry about in the MCU. Right, and this is why I think they should really reboot their film franchise. Like, there's a point in comics.
Reboot is a very strong word.
Okay, will you wait? Let me finish before you speak.
Yep,
Thank you.
No,
it's okay. Don't worry about it, man. It's all right. So there's a point in any comic run where where it's one universe and they're doing like multiple stories in one, multiple stories. Like you'll have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, but Flash all running simultaneously, but it's along the same storyline, and sometimes they interconnect and whatever. Is there a point, if the MCU continues on this way, that it's gonna lose some people? Like, you can't expect people to watch.
So the MCU isn't going to lose anyone.
22. I think it might do. I think it might get to a point
because there's a new audience just around the corner. There's a new audience.
Yeah, but they'll have to go back and watch 22 movies to understand the current one.
Not necessarily
what's going on. So then think about.
Did you have to go
if it continues for 5 more years? Think about how many stories, how many TV shows, how many. Right, how many shows, how many TV shows, how many films that people are going to have to go through to understand what the current storyline is.
He has made it easy for someone to go and jump in wherever.
I don't think you could jump in on Loki necessarily.
I think you could jump in on Loki. They recapped the whole thing.
I think, look, Loki isn't the worst. Loki, you can certainly, I think you could just about get what's going on. Right, you'd miss some nuance.
Enjoy the show. I don't think
you'd miss some nuance, like from that first episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't watch Thor: The Dark World apart from one time in the cinema. No, I didn't go to the cinema to watch it. I watched it one time anyway.
I saw Thor: The Dark World.
I don't remember that stuff with his mother, and if it wasn't for me talking to a bunch of MCU fans, I so often. I wouldn't have known what the fuck that was about.
Yeah, the only reason why I remember his mother as well was because of Endgame. Basically reminded us, oh yeah, she's going to die.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't remember
I never saw her as an important character in any of the films.
Absolutely agreed with you, 100%.
I'm just going to run to the toilet quickly because I have a very small bladder.
Please Loki the stream is what I've put here. Please Loki the stream. That's very appropriate. Please like the stream. Do me a favor, give me a high five, smash that like button if you're enjoying the stream. Why don't you just put your screen off? Tell me if you think at some point the MCU might get too convoluted for a casual fan to just jump onto. I know a lot of people watch these movies, so that's great. But continuing the storyline past its natural conclusion, which for me was Endgame, is a dangerous game, I think, because especially if when we're going to watch these movies in the cinema, they're going to have expected us to watch, WandaVision, Falcon, and all of these TV shows, which are supposed to be interconnected with each other. I think at a certain point, it might become like the comic books. And you know how comic books have to reboot themselves every, 10 years or every 5 years. Now it's much quicker, now it's like every 3-4 years because it just gets such a convoluted mess. All these storylines that, in the end, people don't know what's happening. And again, I gave a great example with Loki of the mother dying. It was only the fact that I'd had these conversations recently with MCU fans that I even remembered that his mother died. So that, I don't know if somebody just comes in new to that, how much of an emotional impact it would actually have on them, or how much they would care, And then I think when you get to the storylines, when you get to the actual storylines with time travel and all of this. Can you hear me?
You muted me.
Yeah.
Was that on purpose?
No, I didn't mute you. I think you muted. Yeah, so when it comes to the actual storylines, like with the multiverse and you know, all of these different branches of realities. If this goes on for another 5 years, I think you might start losing certain people, new audiences, with this stuff.
Like I said, there'll be a new audience right around the corner for these things. There always is. They're not going to change the formula. As long as they're making money, dude, they're just going to carry on making more films. It doesn't matter if they make sense or not.
I'm not saying it won't make sense. I'm just saying if you're expecting everyone to have consumed all of this stuff, because they're making a lot of stuff, Eternals, Spider-Man,
but, dude, don't you think that's impressive?
Quantumania. I think it's very impressive. I think it's very impressive.
No studio's ever done any of that type of stuff before, dude.
Like, yeah, and that's amazing. The point. No studio's ever done it before, and they might not
start doing it.
No. I'm saying no studio's ever done it before, so we don't know what the pitfalls of this strategy might be.
Dude, DC has showed us the pitfalls.
No, DC hasn't got to this level yet. DC is nowhere near this level.
DC has attempted to get to that level and failed miserably.
Dude, you can say whatever you want about the DC. You're not going to trigger me about that. DC,
I'm not
at the moment, DC. No, I'm just saying that's not my point. Like what DC has done, I can still follow. But if DC carried on in the same timeline, no, just wait a second. If DC carried on in the same timeline, and then had like 10, 20 shows coming out that all led into the movies, and then had like 10, 20 movies, and then some more shows, and then 10 shows, and then more shows. I think eventually, that would be a point. It would be very impressive if they could get to that point. But I would worry about that. I would worry about them bringing on new fans. I think sometimes there's a natural conclusion to shows or films, so that you can keep ensuring that it's fresh in people's minds what's going on, and there's not too much information they need to take in order to fully appreciate what they're watching. I know that
I totally get what you're saying right now. I really do, but I completely disagree with what you're trying to say at the moment, because you'd think after 22 films that they'd be in that position.
No, not after 22 is fine, because we all grew up.
What other studio has even made 22 films?
No, but we all grew up with it. We saw the beginning of it, so we know.
And now they're doing a new.
We know the beginning. Think of it like this: have you ever tried to get into, Home and Away and Neighbours, right?
Yeah, I watched them.
Yeah, like they're big to everybody who's watching.
I'm surprised you even mentioned that. Do you watch them?
No, absolutely not. I used to watch it as a kid because it used to come on the BBC in the UK.
Oh, wow.
So that's how we got Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan and all of those guys.
Shivers. Right? BBC must have not had a lot of programming if that's the shit they were buying.
Yeah, that was terrible. I know. But we used to grow up. My sisters watched it. I
don't watch anymore. I just follow some of the actresses because, they're good looking.
Right. But I'm giving this as an example, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I watched that when I was younger, and they have never stopped the same storylines since. It's always continued.
Yeah.
It's always
Flash
continued.
And Arrow have done the exact same thing.
No, but they haven't been going for fucking 10 years, dude.
I'll say that's Coronation Street.
Yeah, or Coronation Street. So when you go and try... when you go and try and watch a new episode of Coronation Street, Home and Away, you're completely lost. You don't know what the fuck's going on. And I think the MCU, in the way it reminds me of that. It reminds me on that, but on a higher level, like a much better, more sophisticated version of that. And especially with these TV shows now, it's really starting to remind me of that very long form thing where it's like, if you aren't into it from the beginning or you don't stay with it, if you drop out for a while, by the time you come back, you'll be lost. That's all I'm saying. So let me see what
I think you're making a very valid point there, Nerd Man.
Someone says that.
I really do.
So it depends on how long the MCU will be. It's 23 movies now. In 10 more years, it could be 40 movies and like 15 to 20 TV shows, TV series total. Right, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know, like by the time you, but again, you know, the differences between Home and Away and EastEnders and Coronation Street, I guess the difference is it's got lots of action. So that might, you know, people might just be able to come into it as like an action movie and just, you know, enjoy it on that level. So it would be impressive.
I have to admit that I totally get what you're saying, because like I stopped watching Home and Away because I was just like, hang on a minute, how come my 3 favorite characters have just died? I've only been gone for like a month. You know, my 3 favorite characters are like dead. Someone else is gay now. Someone else is adopting a child. I'm like, okay, guess I can't watch this show anymore because I'm just like struggling to keep up with it. This person who's had sex is having sex with this person now. They're having this romance. Oh, look, now they're coming out as a lesbian or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's introduce a trans character while we're at it for diversity reasons. Okay, cool. Yay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what
that happens in about a month.
Them having, yeah, but you can have like. There's nothing wrong with having a trans character in a show. But,
oh no, God no, not at all. I'm just trying to say, you can clearly see the cloud chasing though, right?
Why? Because they're having a trans character and it's trans people in the world. So
I know there's lots of trans people. The point I'm trying to make, though, is they wouldn't have gone and done it 10 years ago because it wasn't relevant.
Yeah, but that's bad that they wouldn't have done it 10 years ago. The good thing is that they are doing it now.
That's what I'm trying to say. So they're doing it now because it's relevant.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what the reason.
It brings in more viewers.
It doesn't necessarily bring in more viewers.
I love how we're having a conversation about LGBTQ characters on Home and Away. Somehow that's more of Loki.
Dude, there's nothing much to say about this episode. I don't think it was bad. It didn't put me off the show.
There's a lot to say about this episode. I didn't go and spend $40 on a t-shirt for nothing.
Right. Well, put it this way. It didn't put me off the show. I thought it was a solid episode. My only issue with it was that it was nowhere near the quality of what I saw last week. What I saw last week was really intriguing, and it worried me last week because I was like, wow, you're doing all of this, you know, emotional revelations with Loki so soon, so quickly. One thing I wonder what's going to be left for the rest of the show, in terms of Loki's character development. Well, okay, I get that, but I'm saying what would be left in terms of his character development since they've revealed, you know, to him how he dies, everything like that.
He has fluid on his thing. I reckon that he'll turn out to be bisexual and fall in love with himself.
Nice. But anyway, what I do like is, as Adam said, the last 10 minutes, that was very intriguing to me. Where he went, the fact that he flipped over. I have no idea why Owen Wilson's character trusted him so quickly. That was crazy.
Because he's an idiot played by Owen Wilson.
Oh, okay. Maybe it is just that he's an idiot, but that was pretty dumb that you're going to trust the trickster god, you know, like so quickly that he wouldn't be turned by
he just showed his
another version of himself. So it would be impressive, but also intimidating for new fans. Yeah. Especially with X-Men and Fantastic Four, it will be a lot to keep track of. I think X-Men and Fantastic Four are a pretty good way to go because those are characters and IPs that people really know about already. So I think that would help them.
Don't watch Josh Trank's Fantastic Four then if you don't want to know about that IP.
No, but I'm saying it will help people ease into their expansive universe a little more if it's characters they're familiar with. Whereas I think when you're looking at like the TV shows, I worry that some of the characters might be a harder sell, basically, like for people to want to just. Look, put it this way: if they bring out a bunch of new MCU characters, right? like that they are supposed to be like Iron Man and Captain America, but like the future versions, and they bring out loads of those and try and do films about them. I think it's going to be harder for people than like dealing with just like the X-Men,
because to be honest, dude, I'm not a fan of them
see it as a
getting
reboot
to do his own stuff.
What up, Tony? You've come in just at the end of this, so I'm gonna leave it for an hour. But if you've got any questions for me or Tyler, you let me know. That's basically all I had to say about Loki. So if you wanna, if there's anything you want to mention, anything you want me to respond
I think the stuff we have to mention though, dude, is that the show is an uncharted territory for the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seriously is an uncharted territory. Like I don't think none of us have ever seen a show done like this before. Like seriously, like
it was
so different and unique.
I don't know. It's kind of reminds me a lot of Doctor Who. You know, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Hang on there, dude. Seriously,
that kind of stuff. And it's interesting. You know, I'll see. I'm not out at all. I'm still in. I'm totally in on this show. Especially after last week's episode and then the last 10 minutes of this episode. Not the biggest fan of how they've made the female Loki. I thought she'd be a little bit more sinister.
Dude, I think the thing is you're missing is think of all those like real life sinister people. You look at a child. Let's say you look at Adolf Hitler as a child. You don't go, that guy, he's going to be the guy who's going to go put dynamite in people's heads.
She's not a child. It's about aesthetics.
But when you look at her, she's the god of mischief, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So?
Okay. Well, wouldn't they go and fall with your mind? Let's put it this way: if someone could be a lot hotter than they actually are, wouldn't they just go and disguise themselves?
I don't know what you're
use
talking
their powers to make themselves look sexy.
That's not. I don't care about her sexiness or her attractiveness. That's not what I'm talking about here.
You're pissed off because she has blonde hair and not black.
No, I'm not even pissed off at that. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm just talking about my immediate impressions because I'm reviewing.
I'll give you one reason why they've gone given her blonde hair, dude. This might sound
stupid.
I don't
give a fuck about her blonde hair. I don't want to. All right, tell me why. Why do you think they've given her blonde hair?
All right. When you look at a scene and you see both of them running away, you're not going to be able to tell who's each one is. You need to be able to identify them.
But I wanted her to be like a doppelganger of Loki, but in female form. That's what I thought.
Okay, let's have a conversation. That's what I had in my head. Loki. Okay, who should play female Loki? Let's just see what people think. Who should play female Loki? What actress did you have in your head, dude? Like seriously.
I have no actresses in my head for who should play female Loki. I don't really care that much. I'm just saying from my viewing.
Made a whole argument about the whole time.
No, I haven't. I'm just saying from my viewing of the show, it's just not what I imagined. I thought that's when they did the multiverse stuff. I thought that.
Oh, this is funny. Dude, look at this. Look at this. This is hilarious. This literally is a cracker. You ready? This is really funny. Not my work. I'm working on this. This just makes me laugh out loud. Okay, you ready? 3 years ago, this was written.
Well, I'll put it on screen. Right, I have.
3 years ago, this was written. I'll zoom in so you can see it better. You zoom in. Where are we? Command. You zoom in. Do you see that better? Okay. Look at this. If Loki ever gets his female form in the MCU, who do you think would be the best actress to play her? I was thinking Eva Green. I think Eva Green could work.
Yeah, Eva Green. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That would have made sense to me. Someone like Eva Green would have definitely made sense to me.
Look at this. I don't think they'd ever go that route. Super weird. Maybe too much for general audiences. Plus, people even love Tom Hiddleston. Agreed. I don't think Marvel will ever go that way. Eva Green would be an excellent Madam Hydra, though.
It's not
I
hilarious.
can't believe.
Thank you. It's not hilarious. It is interesting though. But I'll say this
because this is from 3 years ago.
I need to go soon, so I just want to talk about this point and get your point of view just quickly. That like what they said about Eva Green completely makes sense to me. Like that would have been what I was looking for, an Eva Green type, somebody who has that androgyny as well, that could look like a female Tom Hiddleston. So but it's okay. It's a nitpick. I don't really care, like I'll see what this actress has, what she can deliver. I'm not like totally out there with it.
Tom Hiddleston's nailed it. Tom Hiddleston would pick Lady Sif to play Loki. Yeah, she'd be perfect.
Yep, she would have been perfect. But forget about that. Forget about that for now. About the show itself. We were talking about the genre of the show and how it's very different. I think that is a blessing and a curse of this show at the same time, because I think that there's something interesting to be said about doing a Doctor Who type show or a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Something with a little bit of humor and sci-fi and where they can talk about the concepts and stuff. But I don't see... I think there was something missing from me from this show. And I don't necessarily think it's the action. I just think it's... Again, I need to see the next episode. I need to see the next 2 episodes are going to tell me what this thing is about. Because for me, this goes in a negative asterisk against the show. This episode goes in a negative. The first one goes in a positive asterisk. The second one goes in a negative.
Dude, I think you're the first person I've heard say that about this show.
This episode was a
subscribe to Nerdman if you want a unique take on
Loki. Exactly. This episode was a C-.
He isn't a clout chaser. He's made sure of that.
Yeah, nope. This episode is a C-. This episode is a C- to me. The first episode is a C+.
Okay. So, I would say that this is my favorite episode of any Disney Plus Marvel show.
This is not as good as Falcon and Winter Soldier. This
I'd say it's better. I'd say it's better. I grew up on Doctor Who, so this type of stuff is so in my territory.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not a big fan of
Doctor Who. Was a fucking weird show. Like seriously, they had female versions of the Doctor. They had older versions of the Doctor from different timelines. They had John Hurt playing the Doctor at one stage. Like that show is fucked up. Like seriously.
I like that show, but this feels. Sorry, I don't like Doctor Who, and this feels more like Doctor Who. But the shows like that I did
explains
like.
Why you don't like it.
No, but there was shows like Red Dwarf. I don't know if you remember, if you've ever heard of Red Dwarf.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it because Paul brought it up to me multiple times.
That for me was Doctor Who, but better. And if it was like that, then I'll be more interested.
Okay. And what makes that better than Doctor Who? Just explain briefly.
Or even Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty when they go out into space.
I know a lot of people who can't get through those episodes. I haven't personally tried myself yet. I'm sure I'd love it.
Oh, they're very good. What makes what?
They are good or they aren't?
They are good. They're very good. Once they go out into space and to different planets and different dimensions and stuff like that, I think that's really cool. I don't know. Again, it just depends on next week. There's nothing I can really say. It's not that
I think the issue is you haven't seen enough of Lady Loki to judge you properly, right?
I haven't seen enough of that, and I thought like a big part of the beginning of the episode was really boring. And it had some of that forced humor and attempts at humor.
That's what Marvel's always been about.
No, but it had some of them that really didn't land. Whereas nearly everything landed last week. It was like, even when you get like somebody whose comic timing and is great as Owen Wilson, I don't think he had the material to really do his best and show himself as the charming kind of actor that he is and the comedic actor he is. But that's basically it. There's not a major criticism. I do need to watch the episode again because
I think we can all agree that you always need to give something else you can go.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that is going to be me. I'm going to leave it there because I only wanted this to be an hour-long just discussion. Thank you so much, Tyler. You made this much more interesting by coming to discuss the episode. And apart from thanks, man. Apart from that, do subscribe, Tyler. What's your podcast called?
So I have.
It's a real podcast, by the way, because I don't know if this is real or not.
It is a real podcast, and I'll show you
really quickly. I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
If you give me,
bring it up for you.
You're a funny guy, so you entertain me a lot. So.
Thank you. I entertain a lot of people. Let me just bring this up.
Now everyone's joining.
Is everyone literally joining now? Oh yeah, look at that. Everyone's bloody well joining. Great. Okay. Well, we can entertain them for a couple more seconds. This is just to prove how real it is. This is my podcast.
Oh, okay, and you do it on YouTube.
I do it on YouTube.
This is about This is about High School Musical. Is that another High School musical fan?
Yep.
So maybe it was actually.
Maybe he's playing LeFou. I
think.
So that's my little podcast to do. So we break down the episodes and stuff. Spoiler warning for episode 5, guys. Right. Anyone watching?
Is there a new? So guys, subscribe if you're into.
That's gonna be interesting. Even if you're not, just be nice.
So
please subscribe.
If you're into weird people from New Zealand doing weird shit, or you're into, or you're into High School Musical, please do subscribe to the channel. Why have you not got the channel's name in your title?
What do you mean?
Like, sorry, your name here on your picture on the image of you. It's just Tyler.
Oh, because I'm lazy as hell.
Well, look, I'll put it in the description. The link to it.
If you want to check in the chat now, I've just gone sent you a link. I'll change my name now. It's all good. It's all good.
Cool.
Just,
That
looks stupid when you have it on a name tag, dude. Like seriously, like.
But apart from that, again, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it.
You want to just repeat some of the stuff quickly while we have people actually listening?
No, I need to go. I've got work to do.
That's how stupid that looks. Look, it makes no sense.
No, it's good. It's a good name for a podcast.
It sort of looks like it. It sort of looks like it's Loki's name, though.
High School Musical, the musical series.
The series, the podcast.
Wait, High School Musical, what's the M stand for?
So High School Musical, the musical. High School Musical, the musical, the series, the podcast.
So it's called High School Musical, the musical. That's what the title of the show is called.
Yes.
What the fuck is that about? That's weird.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's not weird.
It's High School Musical, so presumptively it's a musical.
Yeah, but this makes the most sense. This is the intro to my show. This is the best part about it.
The best part about your show is the intro. Are you sure you want to advertise it like that?
Hey, you only need to save the first 10 seconds.
This better be really good if this is the best part of your show. And you're going to advertise it.
It took me 3 hours in After Effects, so I'd call that pretty good. I'll let it play it again. Three hours later, and it's complete. It's a pretty good intro, right?
That is pretty good. So the content, if the content is a little bit less good than that, then you're still looking at some pretty good content. So since it was a pretty
exactly,
good
dude. And I've updated myself now. I've gone and custom made my own green screen out of dress fabric. I went down to a local dress fabric store and I went and bought myself $20 worth of green fabric, and I got this. Let me just show it to all the amazing viewers watching. Okay, here we go.
Why does this always go on?
What, go on to me talking about some shit for ages?
No, I'm just wondering about like the viewers. Like, don't worry about it though.
No, it's called the YouTube algorithm. See, just some masking tape and duct tape and a light, and you're off. And then a messy room.
And then a messy room. Cool.
But here's the trick, dude. Here's the trick. You ready? I can now have a super clean room. So my plan is I'm going to clean up my room once I've got everything sorted. And then I'm going to take a picture of that room when it's clean and then chuck a green screen up, and no one will be able to tell the difference if my room is clean or dirty. This is my house.
That's great. It looks really real. That's the best bit about it.
Yeah, what I need to do actually is I need to blur the background.
You actually look like you're in that room. Really?
Yeah, dude, that's because I've lit myself like I'm in that room. I've got the same tungsten lighting.
No, you don't. It looks completely false. It looks like one of those.
Aw, you made me feel good about myself there for a minute.
You know, bringing down people one person at a time.
It's the here. Look at the here. That's the issue. It's the here with StreamYard, the green screen thing on this.
It's the here. I need to listen to you for a day because you've got some really wild takes on words, man. Like in New Zealand, it's here.
Really?
Here. Hair is here.
No, it's here. Oh,
that's wild, dude. Hair.
That's here. HAIR, right?
Yeah, so it's hair.
Yeah.
Not hair.
Okay, well, clearly I've got an accent and you've got an accent.
Say six.
Six.
Sex. So I swear I could learn.
It's sex, dude. I know it's sex. I pronounce. I'm actually half. I think I'm like half Irish or quarter Irish. So I pronounce 30, 60, 6.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I need to listen to you for a while because I've always wanted to nail a New Zealand accent, and like you're perfect.
I can nail a British
because you've
accent.
just got hair 6. So it's hair 6. So say I'm trying to think. Brick. It's brick, right? Brick. It's almost like an E instead of an I.
I think it's probably because my mic's over here. Brick.
Yeah. It's a brick and it's sex.
I'm not sure. I think you're hearing me wrong, dude. I can't hear myself properly.
I'm definitely not, man. You know? I think
G'day, mate. How you going? Oh yeah, just been out for a nice cup of coffee.
You have with the
look. I can know your British accent pretty well.
With the ick sound, you've got ick instead.
X.
Yeah. Anyway,
so
guys,
I can like nail your British accent like this. Like I'm sounding pretty British at the moment, right?
No, it was half good. There was some bits that were
like
good.
Stereotypic, eh?
No, now you're just sounding like your New Zealand is coming out. Try again one more time before we go.
Okay.
Say. I'll tell you what. Say. Okay. See you on the flip side, and I love you 3000 in an English accent.
Oh, okay.
I
know that's your ending.
Take a bit of time. Go on.
Okay. See you on the flip side, and I love you 3000.
Do the sign. You have to do the sign. Try it again.
Okay.
You have to do it one more time. Do the click. See you on the flip side, and I love you 3000.
Okay. All right. I will just after I do one thing. Sup, bro? My name's Cork. I'm a rock monster.
That's really good.
I know, right? I practiced that for a long time.
What's up,
bro? My name is Cork. I'm a rock monster.
What's up, bro? I'm a Cork. I'm terrible. I like. What's up?
Yeah, I know. It's because it's like it's a stereotypic Kiwi accent. It's like,
Hey, bro, you want to go get some fish and chips? Yeah,
Hey
mate.
bro, hey bro. I love his accent, but I can't do it. Hey,
I know, right? It's like
hey,
pretty.
hey bro, hey.
Yeah.
Nah. All right, do it. Go on.
Okay.
I'll see you on
So
the
what
flip
is it? See
side.
you on the flip side. I love you
See you
3,000.
on the flip side. I love you 3000 in an English
See you on the
accent.
flip side. I love you 3,000. That sounds fucking shit.
That was terrible, dude. Try one more time.
Okay.
I'll see you on the flip side, and I love you through. You could do it like try and do it in English accent.
Okay.
Now, go on.
I'll see you on the flip side. I love you 3,000. I sound
Brilliant.
fucking Irish.
Brilliant.
I'll see you
Thanks,
on the flip side.
guys.
I love you 3,000.
Peace.
Bye bye. Bye bye.